What's up, bitches? What's up, hoes? It's your girl, Billy Go. Hey, what's up, bitches? What's up, hoes? It's your girl, Billy Go. Welcome to the Capricorn and Chosen One channel. Okay. Well, let's get into this timeless message. All right. So, what's up, bitches? What's up, hoes? Okay, let's get it popping. All right. So, what is the message? The world card. Something's closing out. Something's closing out. Okay. Something's closing out or a cycle close. Okay. The Emperor in reverse. Oh, why does mug gotta be showing up and show up in reverse at that? You gonna show up right. Why they in reverse? Why the Emperor's in reverse? What's going on? What's the T? What's the 411? The lovers. Lord. All right, here we go. Here's the T, that's for sure. There's some sorry for the lawnmower, the devil. Okay, listen. Sorry, because they get a little, somebody that you care about wants to come and make an olive branch, gonna come tell you something, give you something. We had this in a similar way. Yeah. They're still tied to the devil. Okay, whoever this is that's coming in to try to apologize or try to have a talk with you or whatever the case may be mindful of this energy, because this energy has ties to the devil. Like, they owe the devil. Okay. Oh, I know. It's whatever. Motherfuckers just trying to stop my flow, and you ain't finna stop shit, bitch. So, yeah. So it's like they have ties with the devil. Okay. And you, my dear Capricorns and chosen ones, if you're not already, you will be. This Nine of Pentacles energy, okay, from all the hard work and missions that you have done, completed, and all the rest of that for the Holy Spirit, right? Remember, God is not a man that he shall lie, or she shall lie, right? Whatever gender or whatever the case may be that, you guys call out for yourselves. Okay, so a lot of you guys, you're waiting on justice. That makes sense. Yeah, you guys are waiting on justice, okay? You're waiting for things to wrap up, close on out, depending upon what season you're in while watching this, okay? Because this could be past, present, or future information for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, okay? Put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. Okay. Yeah, you guys are a star, okay? But also at the same time, this is waiting to heal. You guys want to be able to heal, right? Be able to do what you need to do for yourselves, to nurture yourselves, right? Sometimes, because listen, I'm gonna be very honest with you. There are specific times in the spiritual warfare I've been overcoming where the divine will literally sit there and say, "Oh, Nikki, you need to rest," and I'll be like, "Really? No shit. Y'all won't let up on the warfare or whatever the case may be. How's a person supposed to get, like how is a person supposed to accurately like get the rest and the nurturing that they need when you are allowing certain things to happen?" So some of you guys could be like really pissed off with the divine right now, and I think that's a conversation that people need to have, right? Like, what it's like to ride or die for the divine would also be upset with them too for the things that they keep allowing because of whatever your ranking is or whatever the case may be. So just to let you guys know that that is a thing, right? And I think I said this in one of my videos the other day. For the timer, as I'm saying this, a really dark truth in this, like, divine, working for the divine or whatever the case may be, like, being loyal to the divine hurts sometimes. Being loyal to the divine hurts sometimes, and I don't think that's talked about enough. I don't think that's talked about enough, because nobody really talks about like that, the stuff that God be allowing, and you still got to be faithful. You still got to be loyal. It's not like you can't be mad. You could definitely, God understands you are entitled to feel how you feel, right? But it's just like, Dad, God, why you have to allow that to happen, right? Regardless of what his reasoning is, because right, his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways, right? Lean on not our own understanding, all the things. That still doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Okay. But don't give up on God. Let God know you mad at him. Listen, when I be pissed off with God, which it seems to be every day now, but I also still love him. So don't ever get it twisted. I'll fuck you up over him. And so it's just like, can you let up already? I was saying this to somebody the other day. Because we was talking about God, and you know how in the book of Job, God literally offered Job up to the devil. It was like, did you see about my child Job? Why would you do that, God? Why? Now, don't get me wrong, because it's like, oh, God, really? That is such an honor. Like, you really think I'm that faithful that you would let the enemy of all enemies try me and think that they finna take me away from you? Baby. The warfare for that, though, the stuff that God allowed, though, oh, you can do anything except kill him. Baby. I'll be like, God, can you please get somebody else to do? Is anybody else loyal to you? Can you get them to be checked on? Hey, we got to talk about these things because they're real, right? They're really real. And I feel like these things be driving people away from God. But I feel like if we talk about how hard these things are during the times when we have our missions and assignments and so on and so forth, the less people would be less likely to steer away from God and start learning methods on how to navigate. Because it is easier said than done. Like, no shit, right? I was bawling earlier today. I mean, breaking down. And I'm going to be honest. That's been almost an everyday thing because the suffering has been so great. Let's be fully transparent here. Let's be fully transparent. Oh. Hey, look at that. The Hierophant in reversal. This is somebody who they not tried and true. Okay. They're not tried and true. They weren't who they said they were. Okay. This is a person in power who doesn't have the morality, integrity for it. Okay. Some of you guys could have had a contract, a soul contract with someone, and that was violated. Somebody violated the commitment, whatever the case may be. Okay. And that's a part of the reason why you're receiving this justice. The scales are being balanced here. Okay. Moon card. So you don't see this. So what you don't see is a connection. And what you don't see is some sort of the scales being balanced that you don't have to wait that much longer for if you've been waiting. Okay. Depending upon what season you're in while watching this. So this is positive movement forward. Okay. Congratulations, guys. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? 7 of Wands. Okay, yes. You're going to have to defend and protect this with your fucking life, bro. Okay? Because whoever that you guys were dealing with, or in some other cases, whoever they were dealing with, had it out for you, was trying to block you and all the rest of this stuff, right? Let me also put a little side note in where when it comes to people's partners, when they go through stuff, even if you guys not together, when they go through, and there's like a soul attachment, spirit attachment, or whatever the case may be, whatever they're experiencing in their reality, you're going to experience a little bit, or if not, that too. You must be swift as a coursing river with all the force of the great typhoon. Oh, do y'all remember that, Mulan? Why that started playing? I don't know. That's what I was getting. Why that started playing? This situation made you like tough. Like, even if you thought you was tough, this made you a grizzly, right? Or a lion. This made you a beast. Okay? Like, this puts you at an all-time high spiritual ranking that ain't never exist before. All right? Sorry, my card fell on the floor. Oh, and somebody is sad about it. Somebody's sad about it. Why? Why? Somebody sad about it and it's hitting. They don't want you to know. This is the fake fraud and phony that's sad about it. They sad, they depressed, they angry. Why? Why? Because you learned the fucking lesson. And the lesson is, ain't the lawnmower would turn back on when I'm about to say it too. The lesson is to do what the fuck you gotta do regardless. Okay? So if that means you still love somebody, or you know, or they got a lot of money, you do what the fuck you gotta do. Okay? They not treating you right, you're gonna have to keep it pushing. Now, that scenario doesn't necessarily apply to those that's already living with the person. Now listen, if you're already living with the person and they're the ones that have the control over the finances or whatever the case may be, you're gonna have to come up with a plan. You're gonna have to come up with a plan to get your own money. You got to have a plan to stack it. You're gonna have to have a plan, you know, to work things out when it comes to the kids. Okay? So maybe when you're able to get yourself somewhere safe and stuff like that, you know, you can work things out where it's like, okay, now let's get a court battle going where we can, you know, okay, you get the kids here, I get the kids there, and stuff like that, you know. But come up with a plan and leave in stages, okay? Even if you got to put little stuff here, little stuff there, so you don't make it obvious of what you're trying to do. And get you a therapist, a life coach, or somebody of sound guidance in mind. Preferably a shaman, somebody who's a spiritual therapist, a metaphysical therapist, or a metaphysical life coach that can also not only give you sound guidance from themselves, but also the divine too with your situation and circumstances. For some of you guys, you already did this, and this is why you was able to learn this lesson, these lessons, okay? From not just this lifetime, but lessons from other lifetimes that you may have had a hard time learning, and they showed up in this lifetime. So you can go ahead on and learn that. Learn that on up and graduate from it, right? Easier said than done, I know. All right, final messages. Umbrella. See, this energy doesn't have your covering, right? Femininity, fashion, shelter, prestige, power, protection, prosperity, royalty, a need for protection. Listen. I don't know. What did I just tell you? Somebody lost their... So when you are of divine, when you are a chosen one, when you are anointed, you automatically come with a specific covering. God already said, touch on my anointed, do my prophets no harm. Right? So God already has you linked up with some hitters. Because he knows that he got you on assignments where you're going to be with those that's going to be trying to hit you. And God is like, not my child, right? And so they lost their covering when they lost you. But God wasn't trying to reveal so much about you to whoever this is so that they wouldn't make decisions based off of everything. Because some of y'all might be like, well, dang, if they could only see this, if they could only see this about me, if they could only see that about me, how come they couldn't see that I'm this? How come they couldn't see that I'm that? Well, in some cases, God didn't allow them to see certain things. And to be quite honest, them not seeing certain things was very telling. It is very telling. right? Do you want to be with somebody who genuinely doesn't see certain things within you? Do you genuinely want God to have to show somebody everything about you right up front? And I'm not talking about like the bad things that are bad. I'm talking about like, you know, God may be withholding the fact that you are an earth angel. God might be withholding, covering, cloaking your halo. Are you gonna get with my child just because you know that they my child and they got favor and they got glory from me? Or are you gonna be with my child and thug it out with my child through thick and thin, without the toxicity, with me in the middle, of course, and ride or die, till death do us part. And so this is somebody finding out who you are, everything that you're about after the fact. And it's like, oh my gosh, I done lost the greatest thing that has ever fucking happened to me. Why the fuck didn't I see this in them? Why didn't I see this in them? Why didn't I notice about them? Oh, because I was looking at other things, or I thought other things were better, or I da 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 da, or I thought the grass was greener someplace else, or so you was a lesson for somebody, and they were a lesson for you. Somebody learned the lesson, somebody didn't. So congratulations to whoever learned the lesson, and don't ever get it twisted. Just because a lesson wasn't learned in this time doesn't mean that it can't be learned another time. Well, that doesn't mean that you're going to be available. Right? Somebody lost their covering because they was a shitty ass person to you. Whether they want to take accountability for that or not. Or you did. Flip the energies as you see fit. Put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. Yeah. This came out of reverse too. A lot of y'all don't want to make peace. Y'all don't want a resolution. Right? They feel at home with you, but you don't feel at home with them. Or vice versa. Flip the energies as you see fit here. And for some of you guys, you feel like the bridge has been burned. And I don't blame you. Because to take all of this for a person to see you, it took all of this for a person to see you. They had to go through him, shim, she, shim, lolly, dee, nah, but them. And gave all their energy to he, she, shim, and them, and them, and them, and them, and them. And then giving you the last drops while you have a fountain, a waterfall, Niagara Falls of glory, of favor that you earned. Protect your energy, chosen ones. They need to raise themselves up to you and where God has you in life, not you going down to them. We have a dog here. Ability to devote yourself to your path. Happy, loyal, faithful friend, devoted. So some of you guys could be getting a dog, a puppy, or some type of animal, whether that's a service or emotional support, whatever the case is. Oh, congratulations. So if you could have just got one, yay. I hope you have fun. Okay. And side note, if you put them in your bed, just put like a separate blanket or something. Okay, put like a separate blanket or something, and get the thing where you can dip their paws in and wash it after every time they come out inside, so you don't get no parasites on you. Okay, book back to some light, reaching for the details. Yeah, get in your Akashic records. Go to Akashic record reader. I'm gonna offer some services soon with the Akashic record clearance and stuff like that. Okay, some of y'all may need to get an emotional support animal, even if it's not a dog. Okay, because this journey was stupid tough, especially for a ranking that ain't never been reached before. All right, soldiers. Thank you all for your love and support. It is truly, truly appreciated. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace.